I know you spoke a little about angels yesterday on your webinar, but can you speak a little bit more about this? Are archangels and angels real? And if so, how can one tell if they're malevolent or benevolent?
Very good question. Well, when you say the word angel, the first thing that comes into our mind as a programmed sentience is Bible. Right. Remove that from your concept as I'm bringing this concept forward to you. What angels really are high-energy light beings that were invited to come and live in this universe to be a part of the creation and procreation process of an expanding universe. They're meant to be universal beings who can come and go to any planet and provide the light that's necessary to continue forward with procreation, even if it's the necessary of the darkness. So an angel can be both a light being and a dark being at will for part of the creation process of planets, solar systems, nebula, so on and so forth. That's the macro creation of what their main purpose is. Their micro part is to go and manage the spiritual wealth of experiences that are around and to make big multidimensional lists or menus for each solar system and then go out and promote this in other universes. So an angel, let's say Archangel Michael, taken out of the English context and the biblical concept, that he was a very powerful entity that immigrated into our universe at the very founding. He was part of the first generation. But he would also leave our universe, and when he left, there was another angelic being who took his place and took his resonance field but kept his name. And this is common among all the angels. They're in a constant rotation from one side of the universe to the other, to different galaxies, as well as leaving our galaxy and going to other universes to offer recruiting for the types of experiences that these universal sources are offering in other places.
So how would you know if one was, good or bad?
That's the thing. It's your personal heart discernment. It always comes down to personal heart discernment, your linkage to your own source energy, to your own sovereignty. So innately, how do you know a dog's a dog? Who taught you how a dog was a dog, that a dog was a dog? Who told you that a red crayon was red? Who told you that the sky was blue? It comes down to the fundamentals of reality. And for angelic beings, if you don't have the fundamentals of creation, how do you really know one's a part of being of creation? Or being of inspiration, or being a being of hope or joy or change? Because angels also represent those themes, and their purpose is that vibration to make sure that the sentients willing to go and experience a total free will universe on a total free will planet actually have the inspiration to stay doing it and not lose hope at the fact that it's pretty bad here. But at the same time, there are many millions of us that have wonderful lifetimes with nothing happening to them because they figured out how to work inside the system. And some of them, I describe them as happy as clams, constantly filtering spiritual water. Okay? I'm sure you've met people that fit that description, happy as a clam with their life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then you have others that are absolutely sad. And it's not because they had a bad life. It's because they made a whole bunch of bad choices in a row and didn't see their habit pattern. And why? Because they're in a reincarnation process, unable to have full life reviews because of the free-willed expression of others to use domination and control. Therefore, powerful light beings like angels and demons need to be present on our world so that those caught in those free-willed destructional entropy experiences have an opportunity at healing and learning how to get out of it on their own so that they actually can become a higher vibrational entity by having those extended experiences that they can't get out of.
Very interesting. So I think our perception of what angels are have been really blown out of proportion.
Absolutely.
And because of that, we're expecting it to be way different than what it truly actually is. So
right.
That's very interesting. Now, and Andrew, we have a question from someone here in the chat room. This is Miss Sean Cohen. She says, how does your guest explain so many people who have had direct contact with angels? I have myself had quite a few, and there are many, many people writing books about their own too.
They are real.
Mm-hmm.
They are very real. And at times, our expectations is their limitations. The Bible has created a list of rules and concepts that fit our expectation based off of the knowledge and data that we've studied. And that's the experience that the angels have to come in here and work with. And for them to break out of it, there must be new people having experience with angelic beings and then writing books so that you can literally bypass or change or expand their whole concept of them. So those people that are communicating with angels, good job. Well, there's more to do, though. How do we expand it beyond the limitations and the expectations that are in our DNA memory based off of a system that has been around for 2,000 years and be written and rewritten in minor ways and major ways by the system of domination and control? I mean, I look at the Catholic religion as a beautiful religion, but when you look at the top, it isn't a religion, it's a political organization. There is no faith at those top organizations because they make decisions that aren't faith-based, politically based.
Makes sense.